Alright, we are live, folks. Oh god, I'm being climbed by a cat. Hello, cat. Alright. Just getting climbed by my real-world cat there. Here, let's see what I have left in my inventory. Figuring things out here. Remembering where we left off in our last stream / episode. I do have some medium fertility soil. And some low fertility soil even, which I'd rather not use, but we will use it if we need to. Let's see here. We're okay on food for the moment. Grab a pick real quick. That pick is almost dead. Plenty soil. Alright, so let's head downstairs. Get one of our torches out here. And I think we'll go down into the mines and take a look around. I hope everyone's having a good day today. You know, it's been a long day for me. A lot of family stuff going on. But good family stuff. Had some family from out of town visiting. Alright. Things are going well in here. What kind of fertility? Medium fertility. Alright, so tells me what I need to know. Alright. So we'll use this pick till it breaks here. Let's go this way. That. How are we doing? How are we doing on durability? 18 left. Alright. Alright. One more layer. There we go. Alright. So we need to get a little more in the way of crops growing here, just to take care of business. My main hope is that it's not going to get too cold down here. And that was like perfect right there. Alright. Yep. Alright. Perfect. Gonna ask for a better breaking point on that. There we go. So let's see what we've got in here. Got some seeds in here. Nothing of great value. I'm going to throw this bony soil in here. We'll see what we get out of that. Alright. That all said and done. Let's put that there. We will plant one of these cabbage seeds, though. That will be a thing. That's what I should do. Let's see here. Do I have enough sticks? I do have enough sticks. We're going to put tool rack in here. Gotta have a tool rack in the farm. Alright. Cut this grass real quick while we're down here. There we go. Cool. So this up here. Let's go back upstairs really quick. Especially now that my primary pickaxe is broken, which I knew it was going to. But it was enough to get done what I needed done. Let's see here, what time's it? Okay. It's 3 a.m. Alright, so first things first, let's eat some food. Bar a little bit there. Store this fat away. Got some fish. So we could actually make a little food. More like actual food. Use my cooking pot. There it is. So cooking pot. I do have some cattails. That out of my inventory or out of my hand there real quick. I left my bucket downstairs, didn't I? Well, that's alright. We'll do a stew then. And grab like 2 of these, and there. Actually, let me switch this up. We'll use these. Yep. Alright, so we're gonna go fish. And let's get some pine nuts in there too. There we go. Fuel-wise, we use these birch whippies there. Make ourselves a bit of fish stew. Get a little bit of food going here. Let's see here. How's it? Oh, drifter's still outside. We have here pelts there. What's that? Oh, granite gravel. We should definitely pan that when we get downstairs. Do I have a hoe up here? Spear, wrench, pick, shovel. Okay. So, I think my backup pick is outside. Old cypress. These oak leaves are good, but not enough. Oh, we got a cooking skill. Sweet. Alright, let's have a little bit of dinner. Not the best food, but helps us out a little bit. There we go. Nice. All topped off food-wise. It's barren soil, low fertility soil. Alright. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and level up in cooking. You can cook 34% more servings at once. That's pretty good. Fast food, you cook initial 10% and 1% for each level of cooking faster. Capped to 20%. That's not bad. Well done. Increases the shelf life of your cooking servings by 5 and 1% for every level in cooking, capped at 15. It also increases the cooking time by 20%. Interesting. Cooking ingredients, your backpack perishable. That's not bad. You know, have an additional base value. Oh, I think this is the thing that makes your foods better. I kind of feel like either fast food or well done might be our better bet here. Let's do fast food first. Do well done next time. Pottery's going to be when I'm going to want done. Cool. I forgot to... There we go. Alright. So that's done. Now... Actually, I do need some clay, because we're going to make something here. Let's see here. We're going to make some splitter plugs. Go. Because we need some splitter plugs for doing, or for using the stone quarry mod that I've made. That'll help us out. And basically allow us to carve out large sections of stone a little easier and save us a little bit of durability on our pickaxes and trade it for durability on hammers instead. But overall, it's going to be very helpful for us. Give us a few other options as well. It'll also make getting our, well, not necessarily easier, but it'll give us an option for getting a bit more gravel for panning purposes and stuff. Particularly the muddy gravel. splitter plug done. Well, the mold is ready. Now we just gotta actually do the casting. Where was I storing my gears? Oh, we can store our gears here for now. Do I have any sap stored anywhere? I don't think so. So let's store the sap in there. Store this extra stack of granite in there. These cattails in there. Go. Just want to add some larch seeds stored around here too. Yeah, there we go. Store those in there. Try and clear out a little bit of inventory space here. Alright. Come on. I need to get it to work, drifters. You're making it hard here. This rift activity very high. Lots of rift activity day. Oh goodness. Get rid of this drifter first, because that drifter, or not drifter, but this bowthorn first. That's going to be just a real problem. Touch it. My dwarf pine saplings died. Oh, that's a real pain. The seaberry bushes have survived, but not my dwarf pine saplings. Most unfortunate. Alright, let's see here. Go ahead and get these going. The sooner we get this done, the better. Drifter, we had to talk about this, man. I need you to quit, like, being all up in my nonsense here. There we go. Right, I need one more thing here. Let's get this out of the way. There, for now. Let's grab this. Go ahead and break this up into pieces here. There we go. We can put that in here. Beautiful, beautiful. Alright, now let me go get some firewood. Get this thing going. Yep. Alright. Torch out. There we go. There's that part done. Now let's go get some lime. And the bucket. I need my bucket as well. I think I left my bucket downstairs. So one of the things I'm going to work on this episode, I'm also going to make myself a lantern so I can actually have a proper lantern. Instead of continuously having to use a torch on my offhand. I think that'll just be a nice improvement. Alright, did I leave my bucket down here? No? Left my bucket somewhere. It's not in my inventory. Well, shoot. There's my hoe. I wanted. It's one of the things I needed. Not the one I was looking for. Yep. There's that. Just put that there. It's barren soil. Take the barren soil with us. Well, actually, leave the barren soil and the low fertility soil here. Seeds as well, actually. Yep. I use the barren soil to plant my seeds. Oh, it is too cold down here. Yeah, we're gonna have to go down to the mantle with some of these plants because it's just getting too cold. Alright, let's see what the temperature is down here. Yeah, it's 35 down here. That's better. It's not freezing. So it is October 8th. So we might be able to grow some of our berry bushes and stuff down on the mantle. I think we might just have to move most of the farm down there. Might just be a thing. Alright. There we go. Top of our hunger a little bit more. Go. Alright. Yeah, because until we get that farm really working, food's going to continue to be a problem. Yeah. Alright. Let's see here. Things we need to accomplish. I need a new pick. I need to get the splitter plugs going. Need a hoe. I need to find my bucket, wherever it is. Bucket somewhere. Need to get that ready too. Gonna leave my bucket. I'll lose it somewhere. Oh, I'm just confused. There it is. I did leave it somewhere. There we go. Alright. Let's grab one of these barrels as well. Oh goodness, I forgot something downstairs. Man, I'm just forgetting everything tonight. Oh goodness. Goodness gracious me. Hope everyone's having a good day. Alright. So let's get down here, get a bucket. Or get our, the thing I forgot, which is the seashell. Because that'll let us get that 30 lime I need. So, seashell. Come here, seashell. Oh, we got a book. Get some Falx. I'll definitely take that. Not as worried about the arrowheads and the bones, but, you know, there we go. Let's see what kind of book. What book did we get? Letters Part 1. Nice. Alright, cool. Upstairs. So the reason I panned the bony soil was to hopefully get some more candles and stuff so you can make lanterns and things. Because don't get me wrong, the torches are great. The realistic smoke mod makes them even cooler and immersive. But I think I'd like to have the lanterns just more. Just because lanterns do look nicer. And they also don't suffocate me with smoke if it gets too smoky. But alright, there we go. So there's that. Close that up. Close this up. Put our torch away. Alright, and we're gonna go put this barrel down next to the other barrel. Yep. Alright. Throw these in here. Grind them up real quick. Get our 30 lime we need. Beautiful. Lime. Alright, a bucket. Come on, bucket. We're going over here. 2. And we'll do 3. Well, no, we'll leave it at 2 for now, because I only have enough to make. 2. There we go. There. Alright. I can't afford much leather. We'll make what we can. Let's see what kind of pelts I've got, or hides I've got. Let's see here. It's a gray wolf pelt. Let's see here. Now these are large, I believe. Alright. Let's go get these into the lime water. Working towards some leather. Put these in here directly. No. Alright, so I will have to go. Perfect. Now, if I remember correctly, these take 6 liters each to process. That's interesting. You can't stack these together, even though... Oh, because one's a pelt, one's a hide. That's the problem. Like, what's going on here? One's been cured with fat, one hasn't. That's the answer. There we go. Alright, so... Let's see here. You need me to set my mic volume up a little bit? Is that better? And also, welcome to the stream, Ricky. How you doing? No, these are the raw pelts. Hold on. There we go. Yeah, that working any better for you? Alright. Yeah, no problem. I just tend to be a fairly naturally quiet person, so... Alright, let's put these arrows away here. Welcome to the stream. You having a good day so far? Cool. Alright. Next thing I need is I'm going to need a couple copper plates here. Which means I need to do some smelting. So... There's one copper ingot. There we go. That'll be easier, just do it that way. Alright. Cool. Copper ingot. Now, I believe... my charcoal pit is done. Let's see if it is. Are we charcoal? We are charcoal. There we go. Let me go get my shovel just to make this easier. Yeah, I can also put this book down here. There we go. Because I don't need both books on me. Yep. Get out of here. Bad orc. That hurt. Man. That was rude. Attacking me with my charcoal pit. I'm gonna have to build more walls. That's what this is. You have to better defend my area. And the orcs from the Fantasy Creatures mod, by the way. Just thought we'd add a little bit of variety of enemies to this playthrough. There we go. Got our charcoal all dug out. It's not a lot, but it's enough to keep us going. Now, let's come over here. I should only need, like, maybe 3 pieces. That should be more than enough right there. Get this going. Realistically, what I should probably do is make some more ingot molds, too. Throw that charcoal in there. You know, I could also make a brass lantern. A brass lantern might be nice. Yeah, let's see about making a brass lantern. That could be nice. I'll actually grab the brass. Or the zinc, I should say. There we go. There we go. It's coming along nicely. Now, the reason I need my copper plate is because we're actually going to make something here. And that's going to be the rubble storage, which requires a copper plate. And that's going to let us make our own gravel. Keep an eye on my surrounding area here. Make sure I don't have any more orcs walk in uninvited here. Yeah, 3 was about right. And the charcoal. Let's see here. Definitely have to get some more firewood soon, too, I think. I still got to figure out what I'm going to do about long-term tannin. Because right now, I don't have a long-term source of tannin. There we go. There's that one. And that one. Oh, we leveled up in metalworking. Alright, so let's see here. So my sulfurite and my copper. So what's my tin, bronze, brass? So that's going to be 30 to 40% zinc and 60% copper. What else have to do? So if we do 14 and 6 and then 14 more, that should actually work right there. That should get us a ratio. Let's check here. So we throw this in here and throw that in there. Yeah, perfect. All right. Grab 2 more pieces of charcoal here real quick. Throw that back in there. There we go. Now we'll be able to get a brass lantern. Alright. It's working out well. Definitely gonna have to improve my hut. So I'm thinking I'm gonna eventually, so let's talk about long-term plans here. So I'm gonna remove this wall at some point and kind of push out this way. Oh, we got another orc coming in. And my eventual house will actually be like right here. You know, even though I do have like orc spawn camp over there apparently. Nothing. That one didn't even have the decency to bring anything with him. But yeah, so I figure I'll push out here, flatten this area out, and then build my house here, and then have like a little passage into here, and that'll be my actual cellar, is what that'll eventually become. With my lake view out that way. And then I'll start building like my village off to this side here, kind of towards the hills over here a little bit, and off to that side maybe. Is the, I think, eventual goal. Oh, didn't quite get it. Here, let's grab one more piece. You stream good, and I really love it. I'd like to see be friend of yours. And hit me up on Discord. Alright. One of my chatters on Twitch is asking me to be friends on Discord. You know? You want to be friends? Join the join my Discord group. I actually have a open to everybody Discord on my YouTube description. So hop on over to my YouTube and hit up my Discord. There we go. Got that ready. Actually, I'll just leave it right here. Just take that for now. Come on, copper. I need you to soften up, or harden up there, copper, so I can pour this brass. This is where I need more ingot molds. And as I say that, here comes the next orc to visit. Come here, orc. Or get lost and confused. Man, orcs are out in force today. That one brought one rusty gear. There we go. Something. And for those who are curious, so my goal is to build a village populated with traders, because I have a mod that lets me spawn traders through use of an item that I have to make. Like, it's not like you could just, you know, I can just spawn them in or something like creative. I have to harvest the resources and make the item I need to spawn the traders. And they have to have a house, and it checks to make sure they have a bed and everything. Yep. And then once I spawn the traders, I want to try and get one of every type. And once I do that, I'm gonna consider that kind of having achieved my goal in the Snowball Earth playthrough. But that means I have to be able to grow flax and make, you know, leather and all that. And the Snowball Earth is throwing me all kinds of challenges, even with some of the mods I've got that are supposed to fix some of those problems. Like tannin. Tannin is becoming a real problem. There's 8 pieces of oak that I've used 2 of to make a little bit of weak tannin there. That's all the oak I've got so far. I'm not real sure I'm going to get more tannin right now. Alright. It's still soft. Is this still molten? Yep, that's still molten. Good, good, good. Waiting on my copper ingots to harden up so I can get them out and pour my brass ingots without wasting more charcoal. And thank you for following, Ricardo. Thank you so much. Hope you're having a good evening. Alright. But I will say, as much of a challenge as the Snowball Earth playthrough presents itself with, it does make for some very scenic views in this game, especially the skybox night. The skybox night's just beautiful. Now this is a very heavily modded playthrough, obviously, as well, since the normal game doesn't have orcs or goblins. And supposedly there's treants, but I think it's too cold for them to spawn. Supposedly there's also dragons, but I haven't seen those. But I knew they were having some problems with some of those in one of the editions of the mod, so it's possible they're not in this version of the mod that I'm running. There we go. Come on. There we go. There we go. Alright, I'm going to clear these now real quick. Before that solidifies in my crucible. That would be very unfortunate. There we go. Alright. Let's get one more piece of charcoal. And toss that in there real quick. Get my torch out. There we go. I do apologize if I sound a little nasally today. This week has just been a real problem for my sinuses for some reason. I guess it hasn't liked the weather out here. And my area's inability to decide what it wants the temperature to be. But do also feel free to chat and chat. I'm definitely watching my chat. Love hanging out with y'all. That's why I stream. Alright. My character's getting hungry. Better eat down the last of my pine nuts here. That's going to be the next major thing. I'm going to have to deal with food. Food's getting a little scarce. That's the other problem with this snowballer thing. No farming. Alright, so we're going to make a copper plate. There we go. I am using Napster just to make this easier. It's one of those mods that I installed it kind of as a test mod. And to do like a little mod spotlight on it. I did a previous video on this particular mod that I'm using here. Because it's a good accessibility mod for people who struggle with some of the dexterity things when it comes to, like, you know, flint knapping and clay forming and whatnot. It's a good mod to help solve that problem for some people. So I did a little video of it. I just left it on my Snowball Earth playthrough. Because this is where I did the mod spotlight for it. It's on this playthrough. Alright. There we go. Copper done. Now, with this, we are going to make ourselves this rubble storage chest. Beautiful. Alright, it can go... Actually, you know what? We'll take it downstairs. We'll just keep that with us for now. We'll take it downstairs. Alright. Soft brass. That didn't get up to heat. That did not get up to heat. There you go. I'll actually keep 2 pieces of charcoal on me here. So 1 piece of charcoal is more than enough to heat up anything you're working on to a workable temperature, for people who may not know that. But the reason I'm doing, too, is because once these ingots are ready, I'm going to pull them out and use them to make my lantern. And there's that beautiful skybox I was talking about. Look at that. Got this nice sort of Northern Lights look. Looks really good over there, where it's not got the moon behind it. It looks really good over there. Look at that. And that's vanilla, by the way. That's not like a mod or anything to make that skybox. That's just the vanilla skybox for the super cold areas that they use in the game. So that's real props to the devs on that. They've put a lot of work into this. I know I mention it like every episode that I play the Snowball Earth in. You know, I just like it so much. It's just so nice. All right, let's see here. I need a new pickaxe. That's what it was. There we go. Does it feel like I hear something sneaking up on me? There we are. Cool. Alright, let's put those brass pieces in there. Well, I don't see nobody. So maybe I'm just hearing things, getting a little paranoid. Always possible. Yeah. Alright. How's the rift activity tonight? Oh, it's nice and calm tonight. Okay. Okay. Alright. Come on, brass. Brass. Come on. Finish up. Want my brass. Want my brass. Gotta make myself a nice brass lantern. So normally in the game, brass is used to make the torch holders, but I have a mod that lets me make wooden torch holders, which is nice. But it's not too early game. You know, it's not like a way to get past being able to make metal, because you actually have to be able to use a saw, or make a saw to get the wooden torch holders. It's just an alternative, really. There we go. Alright. There's the brass. Charcoal. Torch. There we go. Alright. Cool. Let's see here. So I got 20, like, 18 hours on that, basically. There we go. Grab our brass real quick. We need a plate. Get this knocked out real quick. And if I want to be really fancy, I'd find some gold or something. Then use that to make a liner, but I don't have enough gold or anything of that nature. I found like 2 or 3 gold and silver nuggets, but nothing, not enough to make a liner for my lantern, unfortunately. To make a fancy lantern liner. Alright. There we go. Cool. Put the hammer away. Because I'm going to need another hammer soon. But we'll come back for that later. Let's go inside. Alright. Now, somewhere around here, have some... Where is it? There it is. Clear quartz. Brass. And then... here? Yes, there it is. There's my candle. And it's a lantern. Look at that. We have a lantern. There we go. Go put my tongs up. I don't need to carry my tongs around. Alright. Tongs. But yeah, this will help us out a lot when it comes to, you know, seeing in the dark and stuff. Alright. Ooh, let's check my fish traps. Fish? Any fish? Yes, we have one fish. Hello, fish. There we go. These fish are keeping us fed. Okay. Make a little bit of fish stew real quick. Let's see here, grab one of these. I used up my pine nuts, though, unfortunately. So it's not going to be the best fish stew. Beautiful. There we go. Alright. Let's see here. I'll put this in here. I'll take that downstairs with me. Yeah. Do I have any... Actually, wait. There we go. Hold on. Hold on. We're going to improve this fish stew a little bit. Nope. Nope. Oh, you're not going to let me do it? Okay. Okay. You lied. You told me it counts as a vegetable. Alright, game. I see you. Trying to trick me. Alright, I have some more of those. Where did I put my... There's my gears. There we go. Save my gears up. Nice. Alrighty. There we go. Have a little bit of soup, or a stew in this case. There we go. Wasn't much, but it was still something. We'll eat these berries too. Unfortunately, without horsetail, I can't really make poultice to heal myself. That's a slight problem. Alright. What time is it? It is around 11 p.m. in game. Yeah. We'll probably go ahead and go to bed there. There we go. Oh, I forgot I'd set my spawn point somewhere else. I'm glad I went to bed. I am also using the bed respawn mod that lets me get a spawn point that way. Oh, we leveled up in our survival skills. Alright. So let's get that out of our hands so we're not wasting extra stuff there. So let's go to metalworking here. Because we got a level in this. Smelter. You need 20 or 10% less metal to fill a mold. Only affects tool molds with non-smeltable products. Interesting. Metal recovery. After finishing metal work on an anvil, you will receive 1 metal bit for every 5 splits you have done on the work. Interesting. Heating hits. Alright. Expert hammer. After finishing a metal work on a... Alright. Oh. No, I like this one. That one's good. I want more hammer durability. Yes, please. Alright, survival. So we get well rested. We get huge stomach. We can get long life. We have all-rounder, which means we can basically get 1 additional specialization. Increase your healing effectiveness and your hunger rate by 10%. Meat shield. Absorb 10% of the damage. You lose 20 times the absorbed amount of damage to saturation. Oof, that could be rough. That could be rough. If you're not... Every piece of cloth you wear... Nope, don't want that. Featherfall. I'm kind of leading towards Scout. Just increase our overall movement speed. I think. Yeah, let's do Scout. Let's get that extra 5% movement speed there. Alright, so there's that. Anybody out here this morning? Not seeing anyone. Any fish? Yep, we got a fish. Another fish. Alright. I'm not going to complain about an extra fish. Beautiful. Alright, let's go put this in storage real quick. Because if I'm honest, I think today we need to forage and hunt. Let me grab my spear real quick. I think I have a few more spears stashed around somewhere. Could be entirely wrong on that. Yeah, I'm entirely wrong on that. Alright. Let's work on getting some more food. Not that I expect there to be much in the way of foraging around. I think we're going to have to rely mostly on hunting. If we can find like a muskox or something, we might try and take that out. Or if we can find like, you know, a caribou. Because there is usually there's normally a large herd of caribou around this area somewhere. Alright, let's see if we can't find something to hunt here. And there's usually some muskox over here. What I should really do... Oh, there's a caribou over there. You can see it. Let's see here. What's my damage ratings on this? So this one's 5.7. Just 5 on that one. Alright. So we'll start with the flint spear. Looks like that tree grew, I think. Because I think that some of those are some I planted. Alright, there's the caribou there. We're gonna stealth here. Oh, he spotted me. Dang it. Got too close. Who's that? What's that there? All right. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Didn't realize there was copper there. Where'd that caribou go? I had a blood trail. There he goes. Move this way. This is the whole point of that blood trail mod, is to help you find the animals when they run off like this. Sure. Oh, too long. I think that's a muskox there. There's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get right here. There we go. Alright. Got him. Got the caribou. Now. There we go. Grab the bones too, because we can always use the bones, because I do have expanded foods on, so I can always use that to make, like, bone broth. Where'd that muskox go? There he is. Alright, so I've got an idea on this muskox. Okay, never mind. He's going up the hill just fine without us here. Come on. Don't run too much. That's fine. We're going to hunt this muskox, too. Just because we need a lot of food right now. Let's see here. Flowering, flowering. Actually, I'm going to take some cuttings from these. Go. Flowering. It's fine. Flowering. Alright. If any of these have ripe pine nuts on them, we'll take them, but right now, I'm just taking the cuttings. So what we'll do is we'll plant those in the underground farm here. Come on, muskox. Oh, dang it. Too far. Oh, man. I am just whiffing the shots today. Alright, where'd my other one go? Alright. I'll take you melee, that's fine. Yes! We got him. That is so much food for us right there. Alright. Nice. Nice. Still have no idea where my stone spear went. It might have broken. That's fine. I can replace the flint spear. Alright. Back to base. Before we starve to death. Take these small bones too. Because again, we can use that either for fertilizer, as bone meal, or we can use it to make bone broth, which I'd be fine with bone broth. Just keep my sword out in case we encounter something less friendly. And worst comes to worst, I can always go hunt a bunch of penguins. Because there's some penguins not too far from my base that spawn in decent numbers. And, well, they don't really run away. I always feel bad about it, but at the same time, starving doesn't help us. Oh, right, that's the other thing I was going to mention. As part of the thing I've got set is I've limited myself to only, like, 10 more lives, basically. If I can't complete my goal within 10 more lives, you know. Or, there we go. Then I think we call it there as, like, failed. Alright. Do that. Go. I'll throw these back in here. Nice, yes, yes, yes. We're working on the food. Character. We're working on it. Alright. Go. Put that in there. Light this up. Nice. There we go. Alright. So let's throw these hides in here. Just save them. Throw the fat in there too. Alright, alright. Here. Just so you quit complaining. Eat this piece of fat. There we go. Alright, lantern. So you can just eat the fat, which is what I just did to get my character to not die of starvation. There we go. Now I'm going to come down here. Check my farm. Yep, this is all fine. Is So what I'm thinking here is we're going to put this down here. Well, that's not quite where I wanted it. That's a little cold down here. But my hope is that my water here doesn't freeze up on me. Alright, I'm going to let that work its way through that. Alright, let's get back upstairs, check on our food. The real test is going to be the farm all the way down at the mantle and how cold it gets. Otherwise, we might just have to spend winter throughout the game hunting and fishing and seeing what we can do. Alright, let's see what we got up here. There we go. Alright, we got some food. We're not starving today. Oh man, look at this food. Look at how hearty this food is. Oh yeah, that topped us up so nicely. So nicely right there. There we go. And we've got some left over. Perfect. Perfect. Alright. Oh good. My mold is done. Wait. That's one thing I'm going to have to work on. I'm going to have to, like, just move this whole thing up right here. I'm just going to put that up, like, one more layer here. Let me get... Let's see here. Do I have anything else I can use? I'll fix it later. This is what I needed right here. Let me get these fishhook molds out of the way. Let's put the shovel mold here. There we go. Beautiful. Now, I'm going to take my... Because this needs what? 100? Okay, perfect. So what we'll do... So we're just going to grab 40 units of brass here. Throw that in there. Grab, like, 3 pieces of charcoal here. Throw that in there. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Get the tongs. Grab my torches. We're going to light this up because we're going to make ourselves some brass splitter plugs. Just to make the whole mining process easier. While I'm sitting here. Actually, we'll save that. The caribou will grind up. I don't care about the caribou antlers, really. There we go. We'll also grind this up. Beautiful. There we go. A little bit of fertilizer. And we'll put these on display somewhere. Actually, what's it take to make a display? Where's my... antler display? Oh, I need leather for that. Of course I need leather. Never mind. Alright, well. Sorry, muskox antlers. You're not going on display. Leather too valuable. Can't use it to make display case. Alright, how long I got? 10% dried, so I'm going to have to get these planted soon. Alright. So what we'll do... As soon as this is ready, we'll head downstairs. Let me grab my bucket, because I'm going to need my bucket. The most important bucket. Come over here. I'm going to grab a bucket full of water. There we go. This water bucket's very important. Oh, we got another fish. Nice. Hello, fish. How are you? There we go. Fish are helping keep me fed. Alright. You about ready? We are ready. Perfect. Perfect. Alright. So we'll do the splitter plugs first. And we'll do the mold next. There we go. Cool. Alright. Now, let me go put these songs away first. Alright, dogs. You can go in here. There we go. I'm also going to have to redesign this whole charcoal pit at some point. As I build out, just to make a nicer area here. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to go all the way down to the bottom. Actually, let me get my pickaxe here. I'll actually just go ahead and put this in my offhand. There we go, we'll just be mildly efficient with how we've got things organized on our toolbar here. So we're going to come down here. We're going to go down here. All the way to the titty bone. Here we go. Nice. Alright. So basically what I need to do is just knock off all of this stone here. Because this is going to be my tree farm down here. This is also why I'm making the splitter plugs. Because with the splitter plugs, I'd be able to do this in, like, just large chunks. Instead of having to break it one block at a time like I'm doing currently. It'd also be nice if I had, like, iron tools instead of brass tools. Or bronze. Good lord, it's not brass. Yeah. But anywho. Everybody having a good day so far? I hope y'all are. I'm having a good day. I even got tomorrow off from work. It was nice. And a surprise, you know. Alright, here we go. So what I'll do is I'll come down here, grab some of that barren soil really quick. Then I'm going to plant these dwarf pine down here, just get them growing somewhere. Because I need a consistent source of food. And I think if I can keep those dwarf pine growing, that'll work. Because we're at 42 degrees down here, which isn't too bad. And it's like 3 p.m. on October 9th, so that's not too bad. We'll have to see what it's going to be like throughout winter down here. If it stays warm enough, I might even be able to do some farming down here. There we go. Alright. Getting there. We're getting there. I know one thing I'm going to do once I finally get flax, though. I'm going to make myself some tailored gambeson armor. I just love the tailored gambeson armor. It's great armor. Go. But I'm also going to use all this granite. I have lots of plans for all this granite stone I'm pulling out of here, these rocks, whatever you call them. This here. So the stones are the small ones. There we go. Perfect. I had the right word. Alright. But I'm going to convert them into gravel and cobblestone for building and for panning and stuff. Especially since I have the wooden sluice. There we go. Now I just need to find iron, because I have like an area where I should have iron, but I have not found it yet. That's the other mod I was considering, is getting the better prospecting mod. There we go. So let's do something real quick here. I'm going to take and put a wooden torch holder there, and a wooden torch holder there. 2. Then there we go. And that should keep it with enough light down here, hopefully not to have any drifter problems. We'll see. I mean, that corner back there might be too dark. But I plan to light this place up fairly well once I get it kind of carved out here. And unlike a lot of these Snowball playthroughs, I did not turn off, like, story content. So I still have, like, drifters and traders and stuff. On top of the fantasy creatures, I added with the fantasy creature mod. There we go. We're almost done. Alright, here we go. Okay, so what I'm thinking is we're going to go to the middle here, so it should be 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so that should be the middle. And that's going to be for our tree right here. And the rest of this I'm going to do as dirt. I'm going to leave a little ring around the tree area just so I know that that's where I intend to put the tree seed. I think somewhere around here I even have the oak seed that I plan to grow. The question is whether or not it will actually grow down here. But that's only half the equation. I also need a walnut seed and flax. So, third of the equation, really. Alright. And beautiful. Alright. That should be good for now. Cool. Now, do I have the door? I don't have the door on me. Okay, so let's go back upstairs here real quick. So I'm definitely going to have to section that area out some to have, like, some for farmland, some for trees. My farmland stuff won't be nearly as you know, tall or whatever. And then this is going to be, what, control... Click. There we go. And look at that. It took all the cobblestone it could take, or all the granite it could take, right there. What do we get, by the way? Not much out of that 6 granite stuff, but, you know, that's not surprising. Let's see here. Take that. I'll take the sulfurite. Take the copper. Move the arrowheads. Take the bones for now. Alright, well, that is what it is. Is all still growing? Yeah, it says it is. I'm not sure it is. The bunchberry is still growing. Lingonberries are still growing. Crowberries are still growing. Cranberries, it says, are still growing. All this is still growing. So there we go. That's all good. Alright. There's 32 down here. Cool, 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 cool. Alright, let's grab our barren soil, because we don't need medium or low fertility soil for berry bushes and stuff. Matter of fact, I will take the cranberries and the blueberries as well. we'll go plant all that. Alright, yeah, we gotta get these planted down here. Alright, let's see what we can do here. So, free. And this will be for, like, berries and other stuff. There we go. Alright, so what I'm thinking, we'll do our dwarf pines over here. Yeah, perfect. That was, like, perfectly even right there. Alright, so let's get our cranberries and our blueberries now. So, cranberries. There we go. And some blueberries in the corner here. Nice. And then what we can do is we'll go get our... Because I think I have some tree seeds upstairs. I don't know if I have an oak seed or not. We're going to have to check. I think I'd found one before, but I don't know. I do not know for sure. So let's check here. Let's check. Alright, let's see here. Do I have one in here? Yes, I do have an oak seed. We have an oak seed, folks. That's perfect. Alright, let's go see if this is going to work. Those will sprout in about a day. Let me check my mod settings real quick. Mod settings. Now, for my not Arctic survival, wild farming revival. Propagates. Not worried about that. Okay, don't have vine growth or living tree growth turned on. Okay. Alright. Yeah, let's turn that on. Well, there we go. There we go. Alright, so no, this should just grow like the regular trees that players plant. Alright, now let me do one more thing here before we go. Let's see here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so this is what, seven across. So what I think I'll do is right here. So I'll probably carve a little doorway here, and we'll have another additional farm down here. I think is what my final goal will be here. I'm going to need more torches and stuff. But having that extra barren soil down there and stuff will also allow grass to grow, so I can get more grass to make torches. But alright. Successful little attempt at farming, we'll see. So let's see here. So that will get us our oak tree, which will let us continue getting tannin. And once we get some more splitter plugs made, it'll make it easier to do that. I like iron splitter plugs. Iron splitter plugs let me mine that out in like one go. But I don't have iron, so unfortunately I can't do that. But it's okay. I can get pretty close with the brass ones. Because the brass ones you do basically 12 by 12 or 6 by 6. There you go. There's that. Alright. Oh, it's nighttime already. We'll just throw the extra soil in here for now. And then we're going to take some of these cattails. And we're just going to make a whole bunch of cattail roots. There we go. Matter of fact, I'm going to take like half these cattail roots. And we'll make a bunch of vegetables. Actually. Yeah, I'll just do all of them. What, except those, because that's where my knife breaks. That's alright. Alright. Cool. So, how's it going, man? You and, the wife doing well over there? I'm playing a little bit of my Snowball Earth Vintage Story run. In case you're wondering what's going on there. Green Scalplex. No Scalplex. Been good cleaning the yard. Nice. Yeah, we've been working on cleaning around the house and stuff. A little bit. Now, were you all in town this weekend, or were you at your place? Alright, let's see here. Oh, good. We have some weak tannin. Alright, let me go grab another barrel real quick, actually. In town. Cool, cool. Alright. Look at that. I'm gonna get my bucket. This is where I'm working on making leather, by the way. There we go. On my Snowball Earth playthrough. There we go. Nice. I left my oak logs inside, didn't I? Good lord. That my offhand, just give myself a free hand here. Ooh, got some more fish, though. Nice. Except I don't have a knife. Not nice. There we go. Alright. Oak. Yes. Grab 2 of those. Alright. Make some more tannin. I had some already prepared hides here. Fantastic. There we go. Got some more hides to scrape. Again, need some more. Alright, let's make a knife. By the way, I need to get you and your wife on the community server. Just saying. So you can come hang out with the community. And play a little bit of Vintage Story. And Monica's shaking her head. Sorry, my wife is shaking her head, yes. You all need to come join us. So, there you go. There's my reminder. You should come join us on the Vintage Story server. There's a temporal rift right there. You see it? You see that weird shadowy darkness there floating ominously in front of me? It's a temporal rift trying to get me. Well, we'll see. I need to buy her a copy of the game. Well, you know, like, I've been known to be generous occasionally. There we go. Get some more vegetables going. How are we doing food-wise? We're pretty good on food, I think, for the moment. 19 days. Yep, yep. You know, that's something I should do. I should get some more juniper berries. Let's see here. Can I make these into seeds? Oh, you're not going to let me make seeds that way with the juniper berries. Let's see here. Let me grab that. Come here. What about this way? Can I make them this way? No. Interesting. No, I understand. Y'all been busy. I get it. Have you finally finished removing the old roommate? Is that a completed task yet? I think we'll just sleep through the night. %. So you still got all that junk that you're waiting for the go-ahead that you're just going to throw it away. Oh, I'm freezing to death. I was like, why? Why cold? The answer is freezing to death. Alright. There we go. Alright. This is where I need to finish sealing this place in. I need to make mortar to do that. Jeez, I need slake lime and sand. And to get slake lime, I need quick lime. Yeah, they did make one run yesterday to grab some more stuff. That was it. Well, you know, if you leave it to that particular roommate, it's going to be forever. Make a little more breakfast here. Actually, we'll do this. Here we go. And grab some vegetables, too. We're going to make a fine meal this morning here. We're going to make a fish stew with some juniper berries and some vegetables. So for those in chat wondering, Green Scalpec is actually an in real world friend of mine who I know very well. I've known for like 15 plus years. No, it's been longer than that. Has it been 20 years now, man? I feel like it's been 20 years now. No, 7. Yeah, it's been almost 20 years, so we're right at, well, it's 26 now, so yeah, we're right at like 19 years. Do we know each other? Man. I feel like I'm getting old. Oh, so earlier in the stream I was talking about, you know, today I had a lot of family stuff going on and whatnot. We had a bunch of family in from out of town, and one of my cousins was sitting there with his kids while the kids were all playing, you know, we're just hanging out. And he was talking about, you know, he was sitting there teaching like Sunday school or something, and he was talking to some of his staff. No, sorry, he works at the church's youth camp, and he was talking to about how he's talking to some of his staff, and he said, "You kids these days," because they asked him about something, and that was his response. He was like, "Oh God, I've become old," and I was just like, "Man, you're 7 years younger than me. Don't be saying that." like, uh, but it was hilarious. We were all sitting there as he was like the youngest of the, you know, adults in the room at the time, and we were all just looking at him like, bro, don't be starting this. Oh God, I'm turning old thing in front of us. We all done been there at this point, son. Like, it was great. All right, so I think I'm gonna head out and chop some firewood and maybe do a little foraging. See if I can't find these juniper bushes, because I would like some juniper berries actually growing in my farm. Alright. Now this is also, this is kind of modded, so don't expect this to look exactly like how it is on the community server if y'all join the community server, man. And this is also not what it looks like vanilla-wise. But, I mean, it's pretty close. Like, the trees look the same. You know that. But, like, the ores with little nodules on them is different. Here we go. I think these are juniper bushes here. Are you my juniper bushes? You are. I would like a cutting. Okay, got a cutting off that one already. Well, yeah. Well, in wintertime, it will look like this on the, in the game. There will be snow all over the place in wintertime on the community server. Because, you know, it is still winter. And I heard an elk. Where is that elk? Or not elk, but caribou. I want to hunt that caribou. Where are you? I heard you, caribou. Probably back this way, actually, if I had to guess. Alright. Caribou. What am I doing? I don't leave my torch or my lantern in my offhand. I heard a caribou. That's a bear. Here's something over here that sounds weird. Oh. Look, it's mammoths. Hmm. Hmm. I'm gonna do something dumb. Alright. I feel mildly bad about this. Now, if they can get out of this hole, I'm a dead man. How many hit points do these things have? I can't even tell from here. Okay, great. The numbers just shrink when I zoom in. Okay, never mind. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna quit throwing rocks at the mammoths. I'm actually gonna do something better. Here we go. Okay. Alright, alright. Can I feed you all grass? Let's see here. Buffalo, cows, dogs, southern dogs, bison, elephants. Yeah, right. Alright, we're gonna leave them alone now. Alright. Mostly because I don't want to sit there and try and throw, like, 10,000 rocks at those guys to kill them. No, we're gonna tame ourselves a mammoth. Hopefully they'll get over the fact that I threw rocks at them. I hear you, elk. Where are you, caribou? Where are you? I can hear you, like you're right in front of me. I bet they're on the other side of this hill. They're going to be on that hill over there. I'd really rather not fight the bear. Come on. Up, up. Caribou? Caribou. Where you at? Well, I found the bear. You can definitely hear the caribou. Oh, there's caribou. They're stuck down in the cave down there. That's hilarious. Guess what I'm going to do about this bear, though. The bear's going to be a problem. Actually, the bear I will throw rocks at. Come on, let's get that arc. So close. Haha! I hit the bear. Got him. Twice. Oh, he's stuck in a hole. Come on, bear. Alright, let's see how stuck this bear is. I may need to run. What is going on down here? I mean, there's a shiver down there, too. Good. Okay. I don't know how I survived that. I got real lucky there. Actually, let me use my sword. Sword will do better damage. Woo! Woo! He figured out how to get out of the hole. Right as he died. Oh my goodness. Alright. I mean, but I'm not going to complain about that. That was a good find. Alright. So we got some juniper cuttings. We got the bear. Nice. Alright, let's get back to base before I push my luck any further and fall into like a giant hole. We can go up for trees later. Alright. Actually, this might be a good opportunity to start working on expanding the base. Yeah, we'll work on that. We'll go get warmed up, and we'll start working on expanding the house and building a proper house for once. There we go. Alright, let's go ahead and get some fire going here just to get my character warmed up. There we go. Alright, let's go ahead and put the meat away. Let's go plant these. Put that in there. We're gonna save that bear hide, though. We're gonna use that to make some more armor because my armor is kind of shredded. Or I could use it to actually repair my armor. We'll use it to repair my armor, actually. Alright, we're going all the way down to the bottom to plant these here juniper cuttings. Because these juniper berries, if you eat them straight, they do health damage. But if you cook them into a meal, they provide a small healing buff. As I found out by accident the other day. There we go. How's this looking down here? These are still saying they're going to grow. Alright. These are still saying they're going to grow. They'll sprout in less than a day. So we're going to do juniper back here. There. There's the juniper. 15 days. 11. Nice. Nice, 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 nice. That's all looking good. Okay. That's my deep underground farm. Where it's above freezing. Here in November. In Snowball Earth. Alright, let's check in here. How are things looking in here? Nothing in there that we care about. Stunted due to cold. Wow. Carrots are fine, though. The cabbage is stunted due to cold. Wow. Cabbage is supposed to have a decent cold tolerance, too. Yeah, down to 23. And it's stunted in here, and it's 34, or 38, or 30, yeah, just under 34 right now, so. Yeah, that's going to be a slight problem. Cranberries are still okay. Crowberries are. The cattails are struggling, though. The birch berries grew. Nice. So they'll flower soon. Lingonberries are still growing. Alright. So my cold weather berries are happy down here at 30 degrees. But alright. We're getting there. No, we'll go we'll go use that bear hide. I don't know. Should I make boots or should I repair my chest piece? That's what I'm not sure about. Either way, I need to do this, and yeah, it's gonna take me two lumps of fat. There we go. That can sit there and cure. Let me grab some more food real quick. A little bit more food. There we go. That heals me up nicely. Alright. There we go. Get my torch out of my hand. Now, let's go cut down those trees I need. Because I need more lumber. I can hear my Discord pinging off at me. Alright. Let's see here. That looks like a good tree to cut down right there. Just also get rid of this flint axe I've been carrying around. Alright. Done. Because it's just a small one here. Alright. Let's see here. Get another one. Try to get enough firewood to do another charcoal run. Because I'm trying to stay on top of that. People curious why I'm cutting down so many trees right now. I should really make myself a pair of shears to get more sticks and more tree seeds. I definitely need to do that before the oak tree grows. Actually thinking about that. Oh, there's a branch over there. Alright. Because these... Yeah, so I can still make firewood out of that. That's fine. Let's get a couple more here. Because each stack of firewood in my charcoal pit requires a full 16 stack of logs. There we go. Let's see here. All right. Some sticks flew down here. There we go. Alright, I think we've gotten enough. So that's 3 full stacks, plus these little ones. I'll get one more tree. One more tree should definitely be enough. There we go. And this helps us restock on sticks and stuff, too. There we go. Yep, perfect. All right, let's head back to base with the wood we needed now. The other thing I need to do is make some more splitter plugs, actually. So I need a new hammer. I need some more splitter plugs. We got some blacksmithing we need to do, so that's part of the reason I need more charcoal. So I also want to make a shovel, an extra pickaxe. So let's work on all that. Alright, so first set of splitter plugs done. There's there. Because we're going to need 12 of those splitter plugs, by the way. Alright, come on. Get in my way, grass. Yep. We can dig this out. Alright, so let's put this away. Grab this, grab the axe. Here's full stack. Put that in here, grab another stack. There's 2 more full stacks. Nice. Alright, so let's see here. Alright. Very good. Cool. And that will be the last one we need for that. Alright, so let's dig this one out. Come here. Rammed earth. Throw that there. Let's see how much firewood I get out of this guy. Yep, half as much. But that's fine. So that. Beautiful. Alright, so that. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. And torch. Light the charcoal pit. There we go. Seal her up. And it's a charcoal pit. Alright. Let's grab this ingot. Grab that ingot. Let's see here. If I do 92 and 8. There we go. I can do this, and that will make me for my 500 units of tin that I like. I do 5 of those. That should get it up to heat, I think. We'll do that, and we'll do that. Throw that extra one in there. Get this lit. There we go. Tongs. Hammer. Let's see here. We got prospecting pick, pickaxe, hammer, fishing lure. Keep an eye out, make sure it doesn't get too crazy out here. Forge is looking good. It's starting to smelt nicely. I'm starting to suffocate from the smoke. Alright. Looking good. So, hammer, pickaxe, and then I think another splitter plug. I think that's the goal. So this will be the hammer, because that's going to be the problem first. There we go. Hammer. Done. Pickaxe. Where are you, pickaxe? Pickaxe. There you are. And again, for people curious, I'm using the Napster mod. I did this as a test, so I could do a mod spotlight. Again, for some of my community members who might have less hand-eye coordination and dexterity and not be able to do some of the more fine detailed crafting. This is just a nice little accessibility mod to help that out. This is going to be splitter plugs. There we go. I've just left it on this playthrough after doing a test. Just because it makes, you know, flint napping and all that just a little bit easier. There we go. Alright, let's put my tin bronze chunks away. Beautiful. What are we doing over here? Yeah, doing alright. What I am going to go do is quench this splitter plug real quick. I don't have a good place to quench this splitter plug, I just realized. Alright, that's fine. So what we'll do, then, we'll stack them and put them in here. They can sit there. Well, these only do 4x4. Ah, that's alright. That's still plenty for our needs here. I might not need this one. I might be able to put that one away. If I can save myself a piece of charcoal, I will. And the verdict is... You gonna finish? Yes. Perfect. Come here. Alright, let's do another splitter plug. I mean, that's good. That means I only need 8 splitter plugs in total, then. Oh, I need to fix that. Hold on, hold on. Hold on. Let me grab this real quick. Grab these two. There we go. Cover that up. Before that becomes a problem. And what that sound was, is that was snow falling on the molds. And if it gets too much snow or rain on these molds when it's got hot metal in it, you run the risk of your mold exploding and losing some of your metal. Not a thing you want to have happen. There we go. Perfect. Alright, let's go back inside. Top off our food here. What is this one? This is the fish stew with boiled cattail and juniper. It's alright. It's not the best food in the world, but it is food. Actually, let's grab our lantern back out and see if we've got any more fish. Yeah, we do have some more fish today. There we go. Alright, let's see here. Come here, fish. That was a small one. Alright, there we go. What we got? Ovulated eggs. Perfect. So these ovulated fish eggs, basically you can throw them back into the lake, and they will increase the population of the fish in the area. There we go. Alright, let's see here. Can I make stew with this? Yes. All hail expanded foods. Alright, so let's grab, like... Not 8. I need just 8 of these. There we go. Put one away. Perfect. Because we're gonna cook this up here. Hold on. Expanded foods allows you to use bush meat to make stews and stuff, which is fantastic. No, that's not what I wanted. There we go. Cool. And then let's get my torch out. A lot of cooking in this game. Just constantly cooking and making food and stuff. Put away my firewood. There we go. I'm going to need another shovel, aren't I? Yeah, this shovel's not going to last much longer. That I'm going to save for when I'm mining. Same with that. This we can just set down in the corner. Just set that down like right there for now. Alright, we're going to top our character's food bar off, and then we're going to hit the hay for the evening in-game. Check our stuff downstairs, see if our oak tree sprouted. And then we'll work on expanding out where we're going to put the house, start laying the foundation and stuff. That's what I think we'll do. And then we can convert this to just a cellar, move the cooking out of here, move the bed out of here. Kind of fence in that area a little bit better. You know, all that good stuff. Gotta have to decide what kind of roof I want, though. And where I want to put my cook pot and all that. Yeah, it's kind of sad that my only source of vegetables right now is cattail roots. Which, normally I'd be gassed with myself eating them, but since I have Wild Farming Revival, and it's become one of my go-to mods when I play modded, it lets you take regular cattails in a bucket of water and make more cattail roots. Which is just a handy thing to be able to do. Alright, come on. Oh, alright, we're not done. Well, here, you can have that. I don't need the canes right now. There we go. There we go. That topped us up nicely. Perfect. Alright. Gonna hit the hay. Get our well-rested buff. Oh, wow, it's getting down to negative 2.2 degrees Fahrenheit. No wonder it's stunting my crops down there. It's negative 2.2 right now degrees Fahrenheit on the surface. So if we go all the way down to our farm, we're sitting at, what about 21 degrees? Yeah, that explains why all this stuff is like struggling down here. Like all the cabbage is stunted. And the carrots are still fine. The carrots apparently don't care. Too cold for the cranberry bushes. Alright. There we go. It's too cold for the cranberry bushes. Alright. Let's head back. Let's head down here real quick. Let's see if our oak tree sprouted. Well, less than a day. It did not sprout. I wonder if it's not big enough for it to sprout. Or if it's too cold. Nope. Too cold. Look, it's too cold for the cranberry bushes down here, too. Well, these are only good down to 30 degrees. So, same with the blueberries. Junipers are still happy, though. So is dwarf pine. Yeah, that's good. Alright. So I'm wondering if this is not going to grow. And that would be unfortunate if that oak tree doesn't grow. We're going to have to get creative for our leather problems. By creative, I mean we might need to go get another mod or something. Not sure. Not sure what we're going to do about that. Gotta find some other way to make tannin, I guess. Or maybe find a mod that'll let me do brain tanning. Because brain tanning is a thing. So, little known fact for people who've never done leather working, or made leather, I should say. Every animal, but one of as far as mammals go, has enough brains to tan its own hide. Humans, bears, all that, all have enough brains that they can tan their own skin. The exception to this being like a whale. A whale does not have a big enough brain to tan its own hide. In case y'all wanted something little random like knowledge there. Alright, so there's that. Alright, so we've got 3 splitter plugs. Get these. That there. Get like 4 pieces of charcoal. There, we'll do 2. We just have to get this back up to heat to melt here. Let's get this off our hand. See if we can't get these melted for the rest of this tin bronze. Get another splitter plug. Not seen any goblins for a couple days. Wonder if it's gotten too cold out here for the goblins and orcs. Because even they technically have like temperature tolerances, I believe. Still solidified tin. Molten. I only needed 1. Oh well. Pour this. And pour that. There we go. Hold on. 6. Because we can get 1 more ingot really quick. Throw another piece in there. Might as well go ahead and get an ingot while we're sitting here. Use up some of these tin bits that we've got. This is one of the things I love about the Smithing Plus mod, is what does this one. Gives you like the little bits of metal back as you cut off metal and trim off pieces of metal. Go. Cool. Alright, so we got 4 there. So we've got 3 here. That'll be number 4. We'll give you 5 and 6. And then we have 7 and 8. So that'll technically be all the ones we need. But we're going to be out of, like, tin bronze at that point. So what I think we might do is stop at 6 of these. Because I've got an idea. Because we'll use one to make a rubble hammer. Yeah, alright. I'm starting to see where I want to go with this. Try and be most efficient with my metals here. I'll let those finish cooling so I can get them into my forge. I have not put a piece of charcoal in there yet. Let me go ahead and do that. Alright, that's still soft. Still soft. Alright, let's let that sit for a second. We'll come back to it in just a second. Got another fish. Knife. There we go. Shouldn't even drop anything. Alright, put this in here. There we go. 13 days left on that. 19. 3.1 years. Man, these juniper berries last well. Alright. But while we wait on that to cool a little bit, let's go ahead and start pushing back this layer of ground here. Because we'll take this dirt and we'll use this dirt for, like, farming and stuff. Anyways. Oh, there went the end of that shovel. And actually what I'll do, go ahead and make more horsetail seeds for myself to plant down in the farm. Alright. Soft. Soft still. Soft. Come on. And we'll make another shovel real quick. We'll use granite, because I have granite. There we go. Nice. There. Alrighty, here we go. Alrighty. I've almost gotten all the dirt off this layer. Okay. Now the question is, how far back does the stone go? Oh, goodness. The orcs are back. Ambush me, the orc. That orc startled me. Oh, but he dropped a spear. There you go. I needed a replacement spear. It worked out. Oh, I got a digging level up. Hilarious. Alright. Alright. Ah, perfect. And my shovel broke. Alright. My ingots ought to be cool enough for me to do the next thing I want to do here. Are you cool enough? Hardened. Hardened. Perfect. Alright, why won't you go there? Okay, they weren't the same temperature. That was why. Alright, so there's 4. Alright, so now we're going to light this sucker. Pardon my sniffling here. There we go. Put that there, put that there. Grab the hammer. So we're going to make a couple things here. We're going to make a rubble hammer as part of the stone quarry mod. And then we're going to make 2 more splitter plugs. And maybe a shovel. Not sure. Not sure. I'll have to think about that. Alright, so there's 1. You're going to be a... You're going to be a rubble hammer? Why aren't you buttoned up? Why don't you let me put it back in here? Okay. Thank you. Alright. There. Really work? There's another one. Come on. You started it. Get over here. Come here. You're stuck under my boat. That's not what I wanted. Get out of my boat. There we go. Good lord. Alright, that one dropped his lunch meat. And that one dropped a gear. Alright. Gonna grab one more of these. There we go. Alright, let's try this one more time. So, splitter plug. Alright. So you can go in here. These can go in here. Let's go ahead and grab these. That back in there. That in there. Light this up. Since I lost my heat due to the snow, I have to reheat this one. Let's go ahead and do one more set of splitter plugs. There we go. We're almost there. Toss those in there. There we go. We got our 6. All right. And good. This is going to be the rubble hammer just like I wanted. Perfect. All right. And then let's get one other tool. Do you recommend other games, soundtracks, while playing this game? No, actually, I love the soundtrack for this game. I don't see any reason to do other soundtracks. That's just me, personally, though. Not going to tell other people what soundtracks they should have to listen to. But depending on what you're doing, I could see where maybe, like, if you're just doing a bunch of building, like maybe some sort of chill soundtrack would be cool. If you're just hanging around your base doing a bunch of building and construction and stuff. There we go. There we go. Nice. Put these over here to cool. Put away these tin pieces here. These bronze pieces. The broken hammer will recycle. Yeah. I mean, I can see where hearing the same stuff on repeat could get a little boring. So, that's fair. Like, you know. One of the cool things, though, is if you're hanging around your base, and you happen to have, and don't burn yourself like I just did, and you happen to have, say, a resonator, you can actually get tracks. Basically, you can find discs of the different songs in the game, different soundtracks, including some that don't just occur randomly when you're wandering around. And you can listen to those as you want. That's a kind of a short radius, but there's a couple mods that increase the radius at which you can hear those soundtracks from your resonator and all that. There we go. Alright. Let's get our lantern out. Actually, first things first, let me put this meat away. Which is perfect. That gives me 8 more meat to cook. Alright. Let's empty out the inventory a little bit before I head back downstairs. Where are my gears? Gears there. Got some more barren soil. Perfect, perfect. Put the spear away. I don't need the spear right now. I'm not going hunting. I'll take the hammer downstairs with me. Alright. Forgot my lantern. Lantern. There we go. Oh yeah, the music cylinders. Yeah. Those are really cool. No, I'm not doing the... this is not 1.2 pre, unfortunately. That is a video I should do, actually. This is actually my Snowball Earth playthrough. It's pretty heavily modded. Which is part of the reason you're seeing a whole bunch of random stuff here. But this is not 1.2. So, sorry to disappoint. Don't get me wrong. I do want to do some 1.2 where it has like all the fishing and stuff, because I'm super excited about all that. Yeah, so that's from a mod. Right, so that's using, I'm using 2 mods that really affect, well, actually maybe 3 mods that really affect the berries. I'm using Wild Farming Revival, which lets me do things like make seeds from the berries and stuff. I'm also using Herbarium, which is a mod that adds extra fruits and vegetables and stuff, and other plants. And part of that's because I needed plants capable of surviving in very cold environments, because I'm doing this is my Snowball Earth playthrough, and so I needed berries and things that could survive in the cold. Now, it has the disadvantage of, like, if I find a cranberry bush and I try to break the cranberry bush to take it with me and go plant it somewhere else, I can't, because the cranberry bush will just become a stick. So I have to actually get the berries, and then I can convert the berries into seeds. So it's a whole thing. Alright, so let's see here. Yep. There we go. Alright. Get my gravel panning here. There we go. And then I can take and put all the granite stones in here. Perfect. This is my underground farm. The other thing that Wild Farming Revival does is it lets me create new cattail roots. And, flower seeds. So, like, for example, I made some horsetail seeds here. So I can plant some horsetails. Which actually, I'm going to go downstairs and check my plants. So, this is my mantle level basement, or farm down here, because it's so cold out that even down here at the mantle, it's 41 degrees Fahrenheit. Because I'm using a mod that puts it into Fahrenheit instead of Celsius. At least the cranberry bushes are growing. Pick your brain. In the free it said that sawmills would be in 1.22. I've been thinking it through. What could actually be the future of a sawmill? Maybe produce more boards cheaper? So, my guess is that it won't necessarily be cheaper. Oh, good. My oak tree actually sprouted. But you'll probably end up with an automated sawmill. So think like how we have the quern right now that automates, and you can throw stuff into it and it grinds. Probably something similar where you can throw logs into it and you'll get boards out, would be my guess. Obviously, I haven't seen it yet, so I don't know. But that would be my assumption of how it functions. Alright, so there's that. That was the other thing I was going to do. Hold on. I just wasted all that gravel I've been panning. My god. I'd forget my head if it wasn't tagged. Yeah, because I mean that's how sawmills used to work back in the day anyways. Can I lock this? Shift lock. So nope. Shift lock. Shift lock. There we go. I don't want sand. I want gravel. But yeah, so that's how sawmills kind of worked back in the day. Is it was just an automated saw that you could feed boards into. There we go. Get the sand out of here. I don't want the sand. Alright, so now in theory, if I take this bucket, I can do that. Yeah, it does work. I like that. I can make muddy gravel now. Fantastic. I'm going to take this gravel out. Oh man, that'd be really cool, recreating the sawmill from Riverwood in Vintage Story. I could see it happening. I could see someone with enough time and effort and dedication doing that, honestly. Because you can build some amazing stuff in Vintage Story if you really put your mind to it. Like, I'm a decent builder. Like, I can build a nice-ish house. I can build an okay house and stuff. But I am not a master builder in this game by any stretch of the imagination whatsoever. Like, there are people on my community server that they make me look bad when it comes to building. Like, for example, like y'all see general efficiency in my chat and on my server a lot. That guy, He's fantastic when it comes to building, honestly. So, like, you know, don't get me wrong. I'd love to be a lot better at building, but I'm not there yet. But I'm getting better at it. I'm slowly improving. All right, I'm gonna put this hammer there. Beautiful. I'm gonna let that pan for a bit. Get me some more copper. I don't know that this pan's gonna get me any cassiterite though, so I'm gonna have to keep an eye out for cassiterite as I go around. But having a small trickle of copper is gonna help. Alright, so that's my other soil. Actually, I'll leave this muddy gravel here for now. Until that panning's done. Same with the sand. And, you know what? I'll leave this barren soil down here, too. This is where I'm going to be using the dirt and stuff anyways. Let's head back upstairs. We let that pan run. Top off my food bar real quick while we're up there. The other thing I need to do is I need to start laying in more food. And I've got my pick, so we can go start laying in where I'm going to build my actual house. I'm still living in a dirt hut in this playthrough on my Snowball Earth. And it's like the end of my second year. Spent like the first year just traveling this far south, I think. Let me check. It's year... No, it's still the first year. Never mind. It's the end of the first year. Don't mind me. I know what year it is in my own game that I'm playing. Let's see here. Do I have any more fish out here? Snow's trying to snow me in here. Alright. Fish? I do have some more fish. Beautiful. And that's the primitive survival fishing stuff, by the way, is what you're seeing there. Which has, like, the trot lines and stuff. I'd like to see them add the trot lines to the main game. Just because passive fishing is super nice. There you go. Alright. Fish, and vegetables. There we go. And trot lines are very much a real-world thing. So, like... I like those. Same with fish traps. But I also know, like, the current fishing they have in the pre-release is just the demo version. Like, even they admit that, like, they want to do more with it, is what I've heard. So, while it's completely serviceable, it's basically the same as Minecraft fishing. It's also their first run, and they're like, yeah, we're gonna do more. What time is it? Man, it's one problem with Snowball Earth. It gets dark out really quick. Because it kind of treats the game like you're always in the latitudes here. Yeah, elevators are going to be interesting. I'm curious to see how they're working those. I am super curious about those. Like, I assume they're going to be mechanically powered, you know. This is basically the area I'm clearing out to put my house, my character's actual house will be back here. I have to decide, you know, how I want to roof this thing. Because thatch is not going to be an easy thing for me to do. So I'm thinking I'll have to go with, like, a plank roof of some sort. But it's nice to see them, putting that technology and stuff. Because as I think the devs said, their kind of final goals, like early days of Steam technology, it's kind of where they're going to end the tech tree at when the game's done from a development standpoint. So you have primitive Steam engines and stuff eventually, I believe. I'm sure there actually probably will be, as far as a task that will require you to use an elevator, because I know for a fact that there is a place where you can encounter an elevator in the game that works, that they've already done. In the vanilla game. And that's not even pre-release. That's current version, current storyline. There's a place where you can encounter an elevator. And matter of fact, the elevator is kind of meant to be your easy exit out of said place once you complete the place. Which, having done that place, yeah, I took the elevator out because the normal exit was awful. The normal way in and out was just terrible. Let's see here. Let's throw those in there and throw those in there. Get this here. We're gonna make some more gravel. And I'm not gonna get too spoilery on where that location is, because there are people in here who may not have done the storyline for this game yet. It's one of the story locations, so when y'all find it, y'all find it. Alright. Definitely thinking I'm going to want to go down. Move my farm down, I think. This has been a nice test farm. I don't think it's going to be a long-term farm. Well, the carrots are surviving okay. You about done there, thing? I got some more rusty gears. That's just what I needed right there. Rusty gears. Granite stone. More granite stones. Alright. At least we're getting some blue clay, too. The clay is useful. And some copper. Give me a second, folks. I'm going to clear my sinuses a little bit. I'm still having sinus problems from this past weekend. Give me a second. I'm going to mute myself just a moment. Okay, I'm back. There we go. Alright. Well, there's lots of possibilities for the elevators and stuff they're working on. I'm very excited with what little bit I've seen of the 1.22 pre-release. Now I haven't done a video or anything of it myself yet. I haven't actually even played it yet. I need to. Definitely need to. Because it looks fantastic. So, and I can imagine that they probably aren't too far out, technically speaking, from, having their 1.22 ready for people. My guess would be, I mean, they haven't said anything, so this is all just me speculating, so do not take this as, the truth. But I would expect they'll probably have it ready in another 2 months, if I had to guess. Just from my knowledge of how development tends to go. Middle of March is your thought? That's not a bad estimate as well. But either way, very excited about it. Yeah, me and my community have been discussing whether or not we want to upgrade the server to it when it comes out. Part of that's going to be whether or not the mods we're using are updated to 1.22 quickly or not. The other thing I'm super excited about is rivers. I just want natural rivers in the game where I don't have to like use like a mod for them. No, don't get me wrong, I totally use the rivers mod because the rivers mod is pretty good from what I hear. It's not perfect rivers, but it's pretty good. But I've heard the rivers are working on in 1.22 are going to be fairly natural. Oh, my character's freezing again. Gotta get warmed up. That's the problem with not having this room fully sealed in. I really got to work on getting this room actually sealed in properly. Pardon me. So, goal-wise, I think I should go ahead and work on getting my... Let's see here. I have these bricks around here, right? Same. Well, better than the rivers mod. Tyrion's rivers are height-based, potentially, and have a starting point in the mountains, and 3 types, small, medium, and large. Very exciting. Oh, that's really good. That's perfect. I like that. That's fantastic. Pardon me. Alright, so one of the things I want to do, besides use my character, is I want to get some more lime. Definitely need some more lime. Is that my bone meal? Yeah, that's my bone meal. Put the bone meal there. And that's saltpeter. Never mind. I'll take the saltpeter, because I can go downstairs. Same with the bone meal. And then, what else I got? Bones. Actually, all this rock can go downstairs. I now have that rubble storage down there. The wife has found me. She's telling me it's time to start bringing the stream to a close. Quartz chunk. Quartz chunk. Start consolidating some of this stuff down. Save some of my storage. Be a little more efficient about it here. I can go downstairs. There's some more bone meal. No, that's lime. Never mind. I need that. There. Oh, I had more lime. Alright. Well, that's perfect, though. I actually needed that slime. Okay, hold on. Come here. Let's do that. What's temperature, though, with lime? Hotter than what I'm getting. That's fine, because I can go out here and grab a little bit of charcoal. I can get my snow out of the way. Because I need a little bit of quicklime per project. Take like 8. Let's see what 8 gets us. Alright, let's see here. Come here. Quicklime. Don't go cold on me. Alright. Cooking a quicklime at 1500. Okay, so let's see here. I need a barrel really quick. Barrel. There we go. Barrel. Barrel. Alright. Let's see here. Let's do... Because to make quicklime... What shields? Soybeans. Flax lily flipping in a bucket. What is this? Flax lily. Okay, what is that? Just like a decoration or something? Like I don't even know. All right. Can hold. Not lime water. Let's see here, mortar. Go. So, in a barrel I need slacked lime, which I get by making 1 liter and 4 quick lime. Okay. Go back. So I really just need 1 liter of water. Alright. I got this. I got an idea. We'll do it this way. Come on. You're not going to let me do it, are you? Alright, we'll do it this way. Do this. There we go. Alright. Put this liter back in there. Perfect. I bet we'll play bucket shenanigans to get my 1 liter of water for my 4 quick lime. Alright, how is he doing here? Well, it's working on the quick lime. Let's go downstairs real quick. Here. There's my lantern. I was like, wait a minute. I have a lantern somewhere. Alright. I'm going to go deposit all of our granite into the rubble box. Keep it in there. Keep getting worried I'm going to run into drifters at some point in my underground area. Alright, how are we doing down here? Oh, good, that finished. Oh, we got some more rusty gears. Oh, nice. Alright, we got some stuff out of this. Nothing too crazy. Alright, let's do that. Alright, cool. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab the stuff I want out of here. Took all that for now. There we go. Let's grab my muddy gravel. Actually, let's put that in there for a moment. Now I'll grab the muddy gravel. This is how I'm getting seeds, by the way. There. Take this back upstairs. I'm fishing for flax seeds. Desperately needs flax seeds. To complete my goals here in this playthrough. But that's also another feature of the wild farming survival mod. Or wild farming revival. Letting me pan seeds out of muddy gravel. Alright, here we are. Let's see here. Somewhere around here. Yeah, there's my quartz. Done. Take the gold and put that in there for now. One of these has rusty gears. There they are. Cool, cool, cool. Alright, one of these. Yeah, there we go. There's my sulfurite. And one of these have blue clay in it, didn't it? Yeah, that one had blue clay. There we go. Alright. And then we'll just put the clear quartz in here for now. And I'll just throw my lime and bone meal and all that in there. Just because I'm running out of storage elsewhere. There we go. Alright. That clears up enough of my storage for now. Throw that in there. There we go. I don't need more than 8 slaked lime. Perfect. Save myself a little stuff. There we go. Alright. I had some lime somewhere around here. Where was it? There. Yeah. Nope. There we go. Alright. Alright. Perfect. Let's get this slake lime. Actually, I need sand. I need 1 sand. 1 sand. Go ahead and do this. What's up? How you doing? Pre-G. You doing good? Playing some vintage sword tonight. This is my Snowball Earth playthrough. Alright, now where's my sand? Nope. Nope. Sand? There's sand. Just need one sand. Alright. I'm finally making a chimney for my sort of impromptu house. Alright. Then I can always move that chimney to my actual house that I'll be building at some point. Probably not this stream, probably next stream. I'll actually be building my character's home. Just so I can get my kitchen out of my future cellar. Here we go. Alright. Close that. Don't want to leave that open. There we go. That's all good. Grab that, because I'm going to need that. Perfect. Now I can go out here. Alright, so I need 4 there. Perfect. And sand. Seal. Oh. This is not Minecraft. This is Vintage Story. Now, it started off as a set of Minecraft mods back in the day. But they ran into engine limitations with Minecraft. And the developer for the mods that became Vintage Story ended up making his own voxel game engine to run his mods. And so now it's its own game. Yeah. And this is all the vanilla graphics. None of these graphics are modded. For the one exception, the smoke. I have a mod to make real smoke. That's it. And the wooden torch holders are technically not vanilla. But the torches themselves, that's vanilla. That's all vanilla, technically. There we go. Needed more sand for my project here. Yeah, no. Vintage Story is a great game. Check it out. If you like Minecraft, but wanted a more survival-focused game, Vintage Story is great. Vintage Story also actually has a plotline that you can follow and do quests and things for. Well, sort of quests. It's if you want to have an adventure, go have an adventure. If you want to ignore it, you can completely ignore it. But it's a lot of fun. I've played a lot of Minecraft over the years, and Vintage Story was the game I didn't realize I was looking for. It's got all the survival aspects I always wanted in Minecraft. You know, all that. But it doesn't have, like, magic, per se. Like, Minecraft has, like, implied magic through enchanting and stuff. This doesn't really have that. There we go. Now I got mortar, finally. All that work just to get a little bit of mortar. Alright. Now I need to get this shovel mold out of here. Put that there. But yeah, this is my Snowball Earth playthrough. So basically, in this particular playthrough, it's always effectively winter. Alright, so I'm going to use these to make those, which I'm then going to use to make a chimney. Perfect. Okay, good. So I have enough. Alright. I'm short on grass. Short on grass. There we go. There's one grass. Two. And 3. There we go. That should be enough grass. I have plenty of sticks. Alright, now I can get these bricks fired. Grab some firewood. Get my grass and my sticks. There we go. Perfect. And firewood. There we go. And the cool thing about this game is you carry a torch around in your inventory and use it as a lighter to light your fires and stuff. But if your torch gets wet and goes in, say, like, the water over here, like this lake that I'm living next to, it will go out, and you have to relight it. The lanterns, like what I'm carrying in my offhand, don't go out underwater. One of the advantages of lanterns in this game. Alright. Looks like my charcoal pit finished. Did my charcoal pit finish? Yes, I have more charcoal. Fantastic. Alright, let's feed my character. Oh, that's the other thing I need to go check real quick. I almost forgot. I left my sluice working on seeds. Alright, buddy. That's a whole lot of numbers. Right? Bruh. Alright. Yep, we got a lot of seeds in here. Glad I came back and check all that. I got an ebony seed. That's a new one. Let's see here. We got some more stuff there. And it's all flower seeds. Dang it. None of the seeds I needed. Oh, this game. Trying to drive me up the wall with these seeds. Alright. Thought my keyboard broke for a second. Oh, man. I have that happen. Although, usually if I type a random string of characters, it's because my cat's climbed across my desk. Is normally what causes it for me. Because my cat likes to get up on my desk. Matter of fact, at the very beginning of the stream, the cat tried to climb up onto my computer chair, failed her climb check, was hanging on for dear life, and then climbed me to get herself righted. It was very uncomfortable. Alright, there we go. Let's go get rid of some of these seeds that I don't need. Goodbye, flower seeds. I don't need you. First off, it's too cold. Well, actually, no, those would have grown. Oh, well. Yeah, I can always get more flower seeds. There we go. We'll keep the ebony seeds, though. Hello, dear. Alright. But I do think we're going to call it there for this stream, folks. I want to thank everybody for joining and coming and hanging out. This has been my Snowball Earth series. And we accomplished some stuff. We got a oak tree growing, finally, in our deep underground farm. We did some smithing, got some tools going. We got our stone quarry stuff working. We actually even started making some actual leather. So it's been a pretty successful, you know, episode and stream. Unfortunately, we still haven't found iron yet, so that's something I didn't even work on it this stream. I need to go do some more prospecting. But I want to thank you all for joining me, and you all have a great one. We'll catch you all in the next stream or the next episode. So thank you all so much.